Thank you for clicking this video. Here I'll be sharing what we included in our K1 visa packet. But before anything else, I'd like to throw out a disclaimer out there. I am not in any way, shape, or form related to any firm or even the US government. And what I'm sharing is purely based on my own experience, and I always and will always cite my sources when necessary. You may check the description box below for the links. The purpose of this video is to share what we have accomplished so far and hopefully help others who are taking the same path through this journey. Now, with that said, let's proceed to the presentation proper. Firstly, let's go over what Form I-129F is. If you are a US citizen who wants to bring your foreign fiancé to the United States in order to get married, you will need to file a Form I-129F or Petition for Alien Fiancé. This is the first step to obtaining a K-1 non-immigrant visa for your fiancé. The K-1 non-immigrant visa is also known as a fiancé visa. And in order to obtain a K-1 fiancé visa, you and your fiancé must intend to marry each other within 90 days of your fiancé entering the US as a K-1 non-immigrant. Your marriage must be valid, meaning both of you and your fiancé have a bona fide intent to establish a life together, and the marriage is not for the sole purpose of obtaining an immigration benefit. If your fiancé marries you within 90 days of being admitted to the United States as a K-1 non-immigrant, he or she may apply for lawful permanent resident status in the United States or for a green card. You may be eligible to bring your fiancé to the United States on a fiancé visa if you meet the following requirements. First, of course, you need to be a US citizen. Second, you and your fiancé intend to marry one another within 90 days of your fiancé's admission to the United States on a K-1 non-immigrant visa. Thirdly, you and your fiancé are both legally free to marry. This means both of you are legally able to marry in the United States, and any previous marriages have been legally terminated by divorce, death, or annulment. And lastly, of course, you and your fiancé met each other in person at least once within the 2-year period before you file your petition. You may request a waiver of this in-person meeting requirement if you can show that meeting in person would violate strict and long-established customs of your fiancé's foreign culture or social practice, or this will result in extreme hardship to you as the US citizen petitioner. The process of bringing your fiancé to the United States involves USCIS, the US Department of State or the DOS, and the US Customs and Border Protection or CBP. At each stage in the process, background and security checks may be conducted on both of you and your fiancé. This may include checks in various databases for national security, criminal history, and other information about you and your fiancé. These checks are conducted using fingerprints, names, or other biographic or biometric information. The previous video I uploaded will give you a better picture of the process, including projected timelines. So if you want to know more about it, please click the iCard on screen. Now to our packet inclusions. We included a cover letter, of course the filing payment check, Form I-129F, US Citizens Proof of Citizenship, Intent to Marry Statement, the Divorce Decree, proof of in-person meeting and relationship, and lastly, our passport photos. The cover letter is simply a piece of paper that gives USCIS an overall summary of your fiancé's visa petition. It should be the first page of the USCIS officer sees when they open your I-129F packet. This cover letter format is the basic format that you can also use for your own cover letter. So you'll see there your information, your filing address, And then in the body of the letter, you will introduce yourself. In our case, the name of my petitioner, including my name. And also, we've included the details or the enclosures of our Form 129F, or what is inside our packet. And lastly, of course, at the bottom of the letter is the petitioner's name, the date, and his signature. Second to the cover letter is our filing payment, which was in check form. We made sure to spell out U.S. Department of Homeland Security and make sure to pay the latest filing fee, which is at this time it's at $535 US, and make sure to write the U.S. petitioner's name, petition I-129F, and alien number if applicable. Number 3 is our accomplished Form I-129F, and make sure to download the latest version here, which is found in the USCIS website, and properly fill out. You can use your pen or you can also use your computer, and then print and sign using black ink only. Fourth enclosure or attachment is the U.S. citizen's proof of citizenship. For our packet, we included a copy of his valid unexpired passport issued with a validity of at least 5 years. Others may include copy of birth certificate issued by a U.S. civil authority, copy of the original certificate of naturalization, copy of original certificate of citizenship, copy of Form FS-240 or the report if birth abroad of a citizen of the United States, a statement executed by the U.S. consular officer certifying that you are a U.S. citizen and the bearer of a currently valid U.S. passport. Number 5 is our intent to marry statement. We submitted this evidence to express our intent to marry within 90 days from my arrival or entry in the United States as a K-1 non-immigrant visa holder. The evidence of our intention to marry will include, yes, this letter, and basically this just establishes a preponderance of the evidence of our mutual intention. Number 6 is the divorce decree, because he was previously married, and we submitted that evidence. So other files that can be submitted is the annulment or the death certificate issued by the civil authority. Number 7 is our proof of in-person meeting and relationship. We submitted evidence that me and my fiance met in person during the 2-year period immediately before we filed this petition. Our evidences include copy of his passport stamps, his airline tickets and boarding pass copies, hotel invoices during his stay here in the Philippines, receipt of the Valentine's flower delivery, and then we also added our statement of relationship. So our statement of relationship is another letter using the same letter format we used for our cover letter and letter of intent to marry. We wrote a brief narrative or description of our love story, and this may be relevant to the photos that we have included in our packet. We didn't really include so much photos. I believe there was only 10 photos. And number 8, lastly, is of course our passport photos. As specified, we submitted one color passport style photograph of me and one color passport style photograph of my petitioner taken within 30 days of filing this petition. The photos must have a white to off-white background and printed on thin paper with a glossy finish. It should be unmounted and unretouched. The passport style photos must be 2 by 2 inches, and the photos must be in color with full face frontal view on a white to off-white background. We also lightly printed out our name on the back of the photos. And that's it. That would be all for our K1 visa packet inclusions. I hope that this was helpful to you, and I would appreciate if you can give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment if you can. Cheers, guys, until our next one. Bye.